Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Raheem. Welcome to the Rasheed Narrative, where we explore the righteousness and wisdom of our past to illuminate our present. In the vast legacy of the Messenger of Allah, Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wa Sallam, peace and blessings be upon him, lies an endless spring of wisdom. Yet, one piece of advice repeatedly surfaces, touching the heart of social interaction and personal peace. It is the advice of gentleness and ease. The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wa Sallam once said, "Make things easy for the people, and do not make them difficult. Give them glad tidings, and do not frighten them." Sahih al-Bukhari. This wasn't merely a suggestion for sermons, it was a radical approach to leadership and everyday life. He taught us that the goal of Islam is not to burden people, but to provide them with a path to tranquility. The story, the Bedouin and the sacred sanctuary. To truly grasp this advice, let us journey back to the Prophet's Mosque in Medina, a sanctuary of peace and worship. One day, a Bedouin man, new to the city and perhaps unfamiliar with the customs and sacredness of the space, walked into the mosque. As he stood there, surrounded by praying believers, he suddenly felt the need to relieve himself. Without thinking, he walked to a corner of the mosque and began to urinate. The companions were horrified. The sight of this desecration in their holy space ignited their fury. They immediately surged toward the man, yelling and rushing to stop him and punish him. It was in this moment of rising tension that the narrative of ease unfolded. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wa Sallam intervened immediately, but not with anger. He called out, stopping the furious companions. "Leave him. Do not interrupt him. Just leave him alone until he finishes." The companions, confused and agitated, obeyed their beloved leader. They stood back, watching the Bedouin complete his shameful act. Once the man was done, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wa Sallam called for a bucket of water and simply ordered, "Pour a bucket of water over the urine." The matter of cleansing the mosque floor was resolved with practical action. Then, and only then, did the Prophet, call the bewildered Bedouin over, addressing him privately and gently. "These mosques are not built for urine and filth, but for the remembrance of Allah, the prayer, and the recitation of the Quran." He explained the etiquette of the mosque with kindness and clarity, rather than with shame and fury. The lesson of gentleness. The companions later asked the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wa Sallam why he stopped them from intervening immediately. His answer is the essence of his wisdom. Ease over difficulty. Had they rushed and shouted, the man would have panicked. He would have run away, spreading the impurity over a larger area of the mosque, making the cleanup far more difficult. Glad tidings over frightening. If they had scared him, the man would have felt alienated and repulsed by Islam before he even learned its basics. By being gentle, the man felt respected and learned a lesson he would never forget. The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wa Sallam was concerned not just with the immediate problem, a dirty floor, but with the long-term consequence, a hardened heart. His counsel was to always choose the simplest, least damaging, and most welcoming path. This is the Rasheed Narrative for today. In every situation, whether correcting a mistake, teaching a beginner, or dealing with an ignorant person, choose ease, gentleness, and wisdom over difficulty, harshness, and rage. That is the true path of the guide. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.